MMA Mania.
Okay, Steve, you're on. Go ahead.
Patrick Mix, this is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. I just got done training.
Oh, well, then you probably got a nice sweat going. Hopefully you got a towel to cool down. But you're a hot prospect right now, and you're undefeated, and you could have gone anywhere in the world, but you came to Bellator and dominated Ricky Bandejas in your first fight. So tell me a little bit about your decision to come to Bellator and how you got that fight.
I pretty much came to Bellator because it was the best offer on the table. My manager, Ali, he had a few different choices, but Bellator was by far the best offer, I felt. And especially being able to showcase my skills on the New York City card because I'm from New York. And also fighting a regional guy in Ricky Bandejas because I'm very familiar with him. So once I got that fight, I kind of signed the contract, and I was really happy.
That was what I found when I was looking up information about you leading into that fight with Bandejas. It was like, okay, he's from New York, so obviously he's going to have the hometown support here. But it also made reference to the fact that you had a promising amateur career, and then you kind of went into roofing and construction instead. So tell me a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, man, I had a promising amateur career, and I used to work for Veterans Roofing, Home Improvement. It's one of the local businesses where I'm from, and they a lot of their workers are all vets. They were in the military themselves, and my grandfather was in the military, and he knew the owner, so he got me in, and I worked hard for a couple of years, and I had to make a choice between pro fighting and the construction job I had, and I just decided, after late in my amateur career that, I was going to give this my all.
Was it that lure of getting back into competition as an athlete, or the desire to go out there and compete one-on-one? What made the difference for you? Because sometimes, you can make less money as a fighter than you can in construction.
Oh, yeah. At the time, I wasn't making really any money at all, to be honest with you, and because I was an amateur. And it was just a desire to compete and the desire to I knew I was going to be a professional fighter, and pro MMA really wasn't legal in New York yet. So I was really racking up these amateur wins, and we knew that once I went pro, I was going to really hit the ground running, and that's what my goal was. It wasn't the money wasn't the problem. The money wasn't the main focus for me. The main focus was to be able to compete and try to get my hands on world titles.
Well, you're definitely on that track right now with your sterling record going into this next fight you got with Dominic Mazzotta. So before I get into that, I want to get back to the fight you had with Bandejas. Talk about a running start. You literally ran up his back and choked him out. Is that something you practiced?
No, man. I knew that if I touched Bandejas, I could have finished him in the first grappling exchange or even the last one. But I'm just relentless, and I knew I was going to put a pressure on him. And if he didn't turn over, give up, I forced the back. But if he didn't do that, I was planning on, dominating for 15 minutes because I've never lost a round or even anything in fighting. So I was planning on dominating him. It just so happened that I put in I have coaches behind me now that are preparing me, that, I'm paying, and they're taking my game to the next level. And right before that Bandejas fight was the first time I really had a separate coach for each in order discipline. And, I was on fire. So I knew that, what I was capable of doing. And, we knew that I was capable of finishing in the first round, but we didn't know it would be the first grappling exchange.
Yeah, well, it certainly was an impressive statement to make your New York fighting appearance and to make your Bellator debut all at the same time. And it also struck me when I looked at that fight and your last 5 fights before that you had finishes in 6 straight fights. And you talked about never losing a round. Even the fights you had that went to the 3rd round, you still got a finish. Yeah,
I pushed, man. That's the thing people think, because I have finished a lot of people in the first round, and I get the back a lot. They think that that's the best part of my game, but it's really not. The best part about my game is that I have cardio and my mindset. I break guys and I push to limits that they don't even, they can't swim in. So that's the best part of my game, and I showed it in previous fights, but I haven't really got to show that a lot because I have so many first round finishes.
Well, hopefully you'll get to show a little more of that here in this fight with Dominic Mazzotta. So tell me how you view the Honey Badger as an opponent for you in this fight.
Well, to be honest with you, the Honey Badger, I don't really view him as anything. I guess I just got wind that I'm not fighting him, and he pulled off. So I'm in the process of, I'm in the process of, trying to, find a different opponent at this point. I'm not sure if he got hurt or what. I just got the news maybe over the weekend, so I'm just getting ready to prepare, as such.
All right, I apologize for not knowing that, but you got the news late, so I got it even later. So, have they Have they suggested any names to you as potential opponents coming up?
No, nothing set in stone yet. They're negotiating with my management team now, and I'm sure Ali will get me a fight, and we're looking to still prepare, and I'm looking to be on Bellator 232. That's our goal, and there will be someone that I'm fighting.
Is it going to be a catchweight fight since you have to fight a replacement, or is it still going to be bantamweight?
Like I said, he's going to have to negotiate it. I would, most certainly like to fight my weight class because this is the title I'm chasing. I want to fight for the 135-pound belt, and I want to fight the top people at this weight class. So I'm not too sure, but I'm just training as such, and I'm very, very used to this. I've had, from my amateur to my pro career, there's been probably 4 fights on the King of the Cage contract that I had where I didn't get an opponent until 7 days out, or some guys pulled out. You know what I mean? It's always, I'm 22-0 for a reason, and it seems like guys have always been running. So it doesn't, it doesn't really matter to me. It's with a battle within me and myself. And anytime I have adversity, chances are I kick the door down and I beat someone down.
Well, the record of success certainly speaks for itself, but you did mention that you're chasing the title. Maybe we can talk about Kyoji Horiguchi instead. Obviously, they're not going to make a world title fight on short notice, but if that's who you're gunning for, what do you think of Horiguchi?
I think Horiguchi's tough. I think he had a good win over Caldwell. I think it was a boring fight, but I think I match up well with him. I think that he sticks his head in the oven a little too much. He's always reaching for the legs, and if he does that on me, he'd be in big, big, big trouble. So I think that I just pose a lot of threats for him in different areas that he's been in, and I think I dominate him on the ground. I'm a very, very, very seasoned ground fighter, and a lot of people don't know that, but I think I have advantages in different places than a lot of other people, and I think it's my mindset, my will, and my determination. You know what I mean? I believe in myself more than anything in this world, so I think that's a dangerous fight for him, and especially him coming off a loss, and risen, and you know what I mean? I'll go through anybody in order to get to him or get to whoever has this 135-pound belt in the next year.
That's right, and yes, he would be in serious trouble if he gave you his neck and tried to go for something in clinch, because you could do anything to him. It seems like submissions are your specialty.
Yeah, man, I have a multitude of different submissions. I finished to Keith Richardson with a salute stretch. That move's only been hit 3 times in competition. I hit I've hit Darce's guillotines, all sorts of different repertoire submissions, and I think that with me going against Horiguchi, I think that I would be taking his neck or he'd be in trouble, and I think I just offer the most problems with him than anybody in this division.
Do you think some people might actually be underrating your striking game then, since you're so well known for the submissions, that they may not realize that you've got good hands too?
Yeah, they just kind of write me off, and they've been doing that my whole career though, because I'm always dominating on the ground, and it just so happens that anytime like a fight starts, when you're punching and stuff, and you guys just kind of tangle, and then next thing you know, it's like a clinch or grappling, and I dominate there so much that whenever I touch someone, they haven't been able to get away. So I haven't been able to show too much striking, but I've been working at the world famous Jackson Wing for 2.5 years straight, solely. The focus is, because I've always had great ground, has been on the striking, and I can strike with anybody in the gym. I win rounds against anybody in the gym. So I think they're underrating it, and who knows, man? Maybe I might be knocking someone out like AJ McKee did his last fight. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to see a fight like that, you and AJ, but I don't know if that's in the cards since he's in the featherweight Grand Prix.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't go up to 45. I'm talking as he feinted a takedown, and then he knocked Carry on over with an overhand left. Just similar to stuff like that. They'll be seeing my striking because now they're worried about my grappling. Is what I'm trying to explain.
Right. It could also be like that Ryan Bader fight where everybody was expecting him to take Fedor down, and he just caught Fedor clean with a left hook and dropped him.
Yeah, Bader's been doing that a lot. He's been faking the front leg takedown, and then he's coming with a check hook off his front hand. Similar to that is what I'm trying to explain. You know what I mean? Now that people are so threatened with his ground game, and they're not really respecting the striking power or his accuracy, you're seeing him get knockouts. And I think that my career is going to go down similar to that. Or, my coaches are training me, with a lot of the similar techniques as John Jones, Bevon Lewis, Chris Brown, you know what I mean? So I have a lot of kicks. I have a lot of stuff to keep my range. I have a lot of volume as well.
All right, Patrick, one last thing before I let you go. Since you're a New York guy and you're training out at Jackson Wink in Albuquerque, tell me how you like that New Mexico lifestyle and that environment out there compared to being from the East Coast.
To be honest with you, I do not like it at all. And it keeps me grounded. It keeps me in the gym. It keeps me out of trouble, and it keeps me training 24/7. I'm from a fast-paced life in the city of, not New York City, but I'm from the suburbs and a city called Buffalo. I'm maybe 20 minutes from there, and just a lot more to do out there, a lot more stuff, and I like it a lot more. But when I'm here, it's strictly for work. It's strictly for camp, and I'm away from my daughter. I'm away from my family, and this is my only job when I'm here. So I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it because it keeps me level-headed, and it's going to get me to win these world titles, just like I'm on my pursuit to now.
All right. Well, whoever you end up facing at Bellator in Uncasville, Connecticut, we're looking forward to seeing that fight and seeing you remain undefeated. So, Patrick, thank you for the time. And if you'd like to shout out any sponsors before I let you go ahead.
Just shout out to my team, Jackson Wink, my coaches, Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn, Six Gun Gibson, Joey V, and Harry St. Ledger. I got a repertoire of the best coaches in the world coaching me, and just shout out to my team, my coaches, my family, my friends, and everyone else. They're all coming out, and it's going to be the Pat Mix show. That's what it is.
All right.
I'm going to bring it out again, just like I did in New York City.
Well, we look forward to it. We'll see the Pat Mix show at Bellator 232. Patrick, thank you for the time.
Anytime, buddy.
All right. And thank you, Dan, as well.